First, I will talk about the development process of my MA project proposal. At the very beginning, I was so interested and influenced by my surrounding nature and environment. Therefore, I have chosen the topic to be around the desert and the sea. I start by listing some keywords that relate to the theme, trying to link them to my discipline, which is graphic design. The process continues to mind mapping and brainstorming about desert and sea, graphic design and photography. I end up with a primary idea about a tourism company based in Jeddah, and this company will require some graphic design work such as logo, website, poster, flyer, ads, and many more. I had a vision of wanting the globe to know more about Arabian Sea and desert from a designer eye and perspective. Developing the tourism company idea to another curve, which is a design firm responsible for events held in desert or in the sea, advertising the event, arrange them, etc. So I start asking why, and another important question was emerged, that would the companies agree such an idea? Will they be able to handle the budget and pay for it? After doing some research and discussing in forums and with my tutor, I was heading through another curve, to be more specific, a curve where the idea is focused on creative environment and graphic design. I start my secondary research by reading definitions in journals, articles that talk about the sublime and the creative environment. Looking through sublime philosophy and philosophers such as Brooke and Kant, and how they explore pleasure versus horror, fear versus beauty, dark and light, and so on. Browsing the most famous animation or successful companies and observe their creative office design, for example Google and Pixar, and how their ergonomics atmosphere is so creative and innovative, a question was raised: how does the personal, social, organizational and physical factors affect the employee creativity and productivity, like having a sound room, sailing boat chairs, water wave sound, and reflection bright room? I start to focus more about the environment facts and factors of creativity, like the noise level and the lighting. You have to turn the light for more creativity, and for the temperature of your office, keep your office warm, and for the space, keeps a separate messy desk. And I had to ask myself a question: how environment can boost creativity? So I started to develop my theme, which is I was interested in graphic communication and design in contemporary market. I was anxious to answer the question: how does the environment affect graphic designers in Saudi Arabia? I do believe that creative atmosphere can affect our beliefs and thoughts, improve our productivity and utilize our practice to be sustained. Research about critical debates, distributing questionnaire, go through arguments and talks can lead me to sophisticated answers, yet clear some of the true facts about this concept. So, reflecting on the previously, I attempt to improve the concept of the environment affecting the graphic designers to be more specific with the theme of how will digital design tools affect Saudi advertising. Analyzing the main character of the Saudi graphic design in order to be familiar with the poster design concept, I realized that most of the graphic communication design work is influenced by the Arabic identity and more by the amazing Arabic calligraphy. Moreover, most of the work is affected politically with what's going on in the Middle East. And here you can see that the separation of the gender and some sophisticated actions. So I started to do some experiments with my camera about the reflection of our traditional environment versus modern technology, design and photography. This methods actually helped me in revising and obtaining my final idea. I was doing some reflection with the Arabic textiles and colors. I was trying to get some combination and some sunlight reflection, and this is a very heritage old building with some of the Islamic ornamentation. And here in the bottom picture, I was actually trying to make a combination between the floral design and the Arabic shisha design and color, and I focused on its details. It helped me actually in finalizing my idea. Okay, so supporting the previous concept, a preliminary theme about designing a creative elements, digital application, brochures and website that negotiate the originality of the Arabic identity and its environmental and psychological surroundings, and how it affects the Saudi citizens' productivity, especially artists and designers amongst the other peers in the global market. I visit actually Al-Balad area, which is a heritage and culture. It was really interesting how the elements that attract my design process and affect my thoughts in a positive way was mainly about my heritage. So I started to investigate the creative project of Old Jeddah, which is Al-Balad, okay, and going through primary research and visiting Al-Balad enriched my historical background. Here on this image, I was actually trying to get inspired by some of the Arabic calligraphy artwork on the background wall, mixed with a traditional twist, defining the colors and the moods of our culture and heritage, and trying to get some bits and pieces of inspiration and work. So I start from moving from the experiment and research to brainstorming again, and repeating the iterative cyclic web, moving from the idea of how does the creative environment affect Saudi designers to be more about the effect of digital tools. And by researching, asking questions, and discussing with tutor made me realize that the idea needs to be stronger and focused on a concise concept, which is what it takes you to become a creative, innovative graphic designer. So I start to look at branding, packaging, and logo design, trying to cover as much as I can from browsing innovative graphic design projects. This led me to realize that I'm more into corporate identity rather than advertising and printing. I was looking at creative branding and how you can do your business cards and letterheads and envelopes in a more creative way. And I find actually some interesting things by the packaging color scheme. To choose the right color scheme is really important in corporate identity, and how the creative process actually works. In my case study, I decided to investigate about a systematic approach to logo design by Adam Danaway. Danaway actually is a UX, UI designer and front-end developer from Sydney, Australia. I have made a mind mapping to narrow down the idea, because the lack of Saudi graphic design books, however, had inspired me to think of making the first Saudi graphic design book. And I believe that there are many designers who can help me to build the foundations of my final project. I decided to use mother and baby and their relationship as my bridging distance. MP Care is specialized in mother and baby bond care and love. So it's a very smooth, caring and simple project, using simple fonts and two basic colors to simple the logo, along with the circle of love and caring, including the heart shape that resemble the pure love between the mother and her baby. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy it.